All right, welcome to another episode of the Roundball podcast presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. This is quite literally when you're supposed to go get your High Noon Hard Seltzers. March Madness is here. The big games are here. Go get them. I know Jordan will be watching with a High Noon in his hand. Hunter will be in the NIT, um, and the High Noon Hard Seltzer is the best drink in the game. You can also get tequila seltzers now. And again, as I've always said, I love the black cherry. I love the peach. I love the pineapple. So go get it. It's the best time of year. My brother's wedding's on Friday. There will be high noons there while watching the games as well. So go to Drizzly, go to any liquor store because it's real vodka and real juice, and go get your high noons. All right. It is a big episode. We just came off of probably the most. I would love to see the numbers on ESPNU NIT selection show to our Twitter one, and we'd probably win. You agree?
I don't even think it comes close.
I think we. Is there a way we can look at the ratings? There's got to be, right?
Well, I think NIT, the ESPN fudges their numbers anyway.
They probably do. Some people probably just like had ESPNU on for something and it was just on accident.
Some old couple that just watches TV all day.
We had 3,000 concurrent viewers on the NIT selection show. It was unbelievable. And that's why, like, when people say shit about Hunter, I'm like, he can at least make a joke of himself. You know, like, obviously, he sucks you're in the NIT. So, how's it feel, Hunter? How's it feel you're in the NIT?
No, I mean, like you said, it sucks. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. It sucks. You feel like I've just been asking myself, like, where did we go wrong? Like, how did this happen? Really, honestly,
I can answer for you. Scoring one field goal in 18 minutes is probably where you went wrong.
But that one field goal was that corner three. That was a nice shot.
What's crazy is that basically the committee said, even if you won that game, you would have had to beat Purdue.
Yeah.
Because Rutgers was in a better spot than you. And technically before that, they were on the right side of the bubble before that. And they beat you and they still didn't get in.
Yeah, no, the committee was not lenient to them bubble Big Ten teams at all.
I think the committee came out and said that the Big Ten fucking sucks this year and we're not rewarding you guys. I think that's literally what by Rutgers not being in the tournament, because Rutgers is a great team. They beat Purdue they beat some really good teams.
All right, so
yeah, and the Illinois at the 9 was kind of rough too.
Illinois 9 is like, bro, Kansas. We'll get to the bracket, but Kansas having to play Arkansas or Illinois in the second game is tough.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you this. So net rankings, right? 37, 40, 49, 66, 67. Everyone also loves Ken Palm. So Ken Palm 43, 35, 49, 68, 77. The 35 is Rutgers, and they didn't get in. The rest are all teams that got in. Nevada's 43, Mississippi State 49, Arizona State 68, and Pitt is 77. How did Pitt get in?
I'm shocked, first off, by you coming out as your little statistician over there.
You like that? I saw a tweet and screenshotted
it. That's even better, though. You're doing your research over there.
Hey, this is a real podcast now. We have 3,000 people on the NIT.
You're right. We got to step it up a little bit.
Yeah. We got our producer taken away. He hasn't answered since Dayton lost and didn't go to the NIT. Our show's already better than the 3-hour one that no one will listen to, so we got to do this one. You know?
What happened to Dukes? Sorry to not answer your question, but what happened to the guy? He didn't respond all day.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy when I asked him for help too, but it's all right. He's got another podcast to worry about.
Yeah, we knew this was coming.
Yeah. It's like he broke up with us, said we'll still be friends, and obviously we knew he wouldn't be our friends.
Yeah. That's the worst type of people too.
Hunter, you're going to be all in stool scenes this week, so that'll be cool.
What are What do you mean no one still scenes?
You know what stool scenes is?
No.
All right, well, look up stool scenes on your off time. It's just like behind the scenes at Barstool. It gets like hundreds of thousands of views, so you'll be all on it this week.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because at first it's like the thing we did.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, bubble wise, the fact that Rutgers didn't get in is kind of crazy, but it also isn't because I think the committee says that they don't look at recency biased, and recently Rutgers has played awful. That loss to Minnesota, I think, is the reason why they're not in.
Oh, 100%. 100%. They beat Minnesota, they're in.
You look at Penn State team, they're at 10, right? Which it's not crazy, but they went to the Big Ten title game.
You're right. Thank you for bringing that up because I've completely realized the power conferences, that the conference tournament doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all, bro.
Our season last year, for example, we won the Big Ten title. We got rewarded with a 5 seed.
That's the same thing with like Duke was a 5 seed going before the ACC tournament. They were a 5 seed. They won it and are still a 5 seed. What's the point of playing these things? Like a Penn State, like you made the championship of the Big Ten. Like it's not the semifinals. Like it was like last year when Texas A&M lost in the finals and didn't even get in the tournament. That's like so they're basically saying the conference tournament means nothing, right?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think the committee really values the non-conference schedule. I think because you look at Texas A&M, who finished second in the SEC and then got to the SEC tournament title game, and they got, I believe it was, what did Texas A&M do? They got a 7, and that's because they just didn't play a non-conference schedule. I think, like you said, the committee really doesn't value those tournament wins that much.
No, Texas A&M, I think they got screwed. But do you think they also give us net rankings just so we could all argue with each other? Because they obviously don't listen to it.
Yeah.
It's just some bullshit they wanted to, first off, make themselves look cool, like they're doing a good job, and two, for something to preoccupy their terrible selections on Selection Sunday from what's actually happening.
So tell me, what is BPI?
Basketball Power Index.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that is, I don't know what the fuck that means. Is that just like a different rankings?
I don't know what entails BPI.
Me neither, but it's just crazy to like have all these stats of net and KenPom, BPI.
It measures. It's invented by ESPN, so it already is off to a terrible start.
Yep.
It's a statistic that measures how far above or below average every team is and projects how well the team will be do going forward.
I don't know how the fuck they can get up with that. Like, who's doing that? Like, how is that a stat?
The index uses 2 measurements to do this: BPI offense, measure of a team's offensive strength compared to an average offense, and BPI defense, measured of a team's defensive strength compared to an average defense.
Do they project how we're going to do in the NIT?
I don't think there's any predictions for that one.
Champ, I want you have homework to do after clips. You need to fill out an NIT bracket and have Michigan in the and say, and we should run an NIT bracket, like ESPN bracket challenge, and like the winner, we'll give the winner some Roundball shit or something.
You do a huge giveaway with try to get high noon on it too.
Yeah. Like I was hey Jordan, the Final Four of the NITs in Vegas.
Ooh, that would be hilarious.
Be so funny.
Marty said he's coming.
Hunter just showing up to the game just like after 6 a.m. blackjack table. Hunter Dickinson at the table right now.
What weekend is it in?
I think the championship's like March 30th, I heard.
March 30th?
I think that's the championship.
Well,
yeah, it's like
oh my God, is that quick?
There's only 32 teams.
All right, count me in, dude. I'll be done with season 25th. I'll fly right out to Vegas.
Perfect.
All
I
right.
will say, boys, I think I'm gonna fill out the perfect bracket this year.
So let's get into that. Let's go. I'm gonna pull up the. Oh no, I only got 2% on my phone. That's not good. All right. Well, I'll just look on here. Let's look at the bracket here. Let's go through it.
Should we do a individual brackets, or should we do one collective bracket?
We should do individual. See who has a better one.
Well, I'm saying we could have the roundball bracket as well.
Yeah, that's also true.
Doesn't it contradict your own bracket that you have individually wise though?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So let's start in the South region. We got Alabama as the 1. And this is what's crazy. This year, the 8-9 seed, like Alabama out of the gate has to play Maryland or West Virginia. That's not like the easiest second round matchup, right?
I mean, we've seen that. We've seen that historically, though. Like 8-9 seeds have always been really solid teams.
But I feel like this year's a little better.
I think it's just crazy how Alabama gets to play in Alabama or Birmingham, Alabama.
I think Alabama runs away with this region. I don't even think a team comes close to them. Location-wise, matchup-wise, is their Final Four lock.
I digress. Jordan.
Who do you got?
So obviously, I think Alabama's gonna beat their team. This is the upset bracket for me. I have Charleston beating San Diego State. I got Furman.
Charleston beats San Diego State. I 100% believe that as well.
I think it's gonna be Charleston versus Furman, with Charleston beating them, and then Alabama beating Charleston. I do think Arizona comes out of this.
I think Creighton has a good chance too.
How are you going to say all that upsets that Alabama plays against and then pick Arizona to come out of the bracket after Alabama is literally facing 13 and 14 seeds in the Sweet 16?
Because I think it's going to be Alabama versus Arizona.
Have you watched any Arizona this year? I don't think they're a solid team.
I don't think so either.
I like them.
They also played nobody.
They didn't play anyone this year.
They just beat UCLA.
And
they had guys down.
And UCLA,
they have one guy down.
What do you guys think about Creighton, though?
I mean,
I had them in my Final Four at the beginning of the year.
I think Creighton beats NC State, and then I'm not high on Baylor at all. I have Baylor. I don't think they're very good.
I think it's kind of rough how my Final Four I picked at the beginning of the year. I don't even have all 4 teams in the tournament.
Who was it?
I mean, I don't think did I have UNC?
You had Tennessee and Alabama, I thought.
I had Tennessee. I definitely had Houston. I don't think I had Alabama.
You had Tennessee, Houston, Central Michigan.
No. I'm talking about at the beginning of the year. I think it might have been UNC, Michigan, Tennessee, Houston, and then that would mean I only have 2 teams in the tournament, which would be rough.
Go back and find the clip of his Final Four being like 2 of them didn't even make the tournament would be pretty funny.
That's rough. But I think Arizona comes out of the South region.
Well, the thing is, Arizona has to go through Missouri. Like Utah State's a really great team. Missouri has to get through Utah State, but Missouri is a really great basketball team. Play Arizona. Baylor's winner of Baylor, Creighton. Like those are really solid teams to get out. Alabama really doesn't go through anywhere near that.
Let me tell you, Alabama's got a fucking cakewalk.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't play anyone.
They don't have the cakewalk that Houston does.
Houston's down their best player, so they're not going to have a cakewalk.
How long is he out for?
That is a question that I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone knows where Sasser's at.
Because I feel like we should finish the South region, but the Midwest region is kind of weak.
Well, let's finish the South region first.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's not try and jump around, Schmohawk.
We should just go into each individual game here. Let's just do that.
Well, it's because I don't want to do the 116s. Like I want to see like.
Well, we can be like Alabama obviously is going to win that game. But
All right, so
this Maryland-West Virginia game is going to be a slugfest, and I think West Virginia is going to win in a close one.
I'm
I
hammering
Sorry.
that under. Hammering the. Oh,
And
sorry.
that's not that's not Maryland hate, Maryland fans. It's not Maryland hate. I just think West Virginia's just playing hot right now.
to me, that's I'm going Big 12 over Big 10. Like that's literally just what it is.
I know my Big Ten bias is not shown out in this one. I'm sorry, Maryland fans. I think you guys just got dealt a tough matchup here.
San Diego State, I think Charleston's going to be one of the bigger upsets people have on their bracket.
I think everybody's going to have the Charleston one in their bracket.
Keep in mind, I was really high on this team at middle of the year, and everyone was making fun of me. They don't play anyone, and now we're picking them to beat the first. Now we're picking them to win the first game of the NCAA tournament. Get the fuck out of here! No, I forgot about this shit. No, I forgot about this. You guys were on me. You're like, oh, they didn't play anyone. Like they're not a good basketball team.
You think they deserve to be the number 18 team in the country?
Okay, but if they had to play a 5 seed like Duke, are you really picking Charleston over Duke, Jordan?
Maybe.
No.
Get out of here.
Duke has history of losing to high seeds.
San Diego State is just a bad like not a great 5 seed.
That's like when we played. Who did we play last year? That's like Michigan versus Colorado State last year.
Colorado State's a good team.
That's a good comparison. I also think, like I think Virginia beats Furman. I'm not a believer in Furman. They're good, but I'm not a believer in them. I think it's going to be Virginia against Charleston. I think Charleston could beat Virginia.
That's the thing, though. Virginia is a solid team, but they're very capable of getting upset.
And Vanderplas is out. Like his wrist is broken, and that Duke game was horrible. But like they have no offense without him.
Right.
He is really good on offense.
Bro, so we have this thing at you know what? I'll just do the ad. I'm gonna do this ad right now so we can go through everything. So the ad, before we keep going, I want to talk to you guys about Busker Irish Whiskey. The Busker Triple Cast Triple Smooth is an extraordinary blend with extraordinary smoothness. The new-to-world Irish whiskey is born out of a modern Ireland where the contemporary and bold meet the traditional. Be bold or bust with Busker. Find the Busker in stores. The Busker Irish Whiskey is literally the most smooth whiskey in the world. Jordan and Hunter, listen to this shit. So Busker Whiskey is sponsoring March Madness for Barstool. And so you have to pick a 9 seed or higher. So 9 through 16, right? And if your team makes it to the Sweet 16, you get a free trip and a +1 to Ireland.
To Ireland?
Ireland.
Can I join in?
You could be a +1 probably. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my gosh.
Busker Whiskey is sending anyone from Barstool who picks a 9 through a 16. We're picking our teams tomorrow. Me and Dana's on my team. We pick a 9 through, so we have to pick, and if you win the first one, you win $500. So if you win 2, you get a free trip to Ireland.
That's insane.
Hold up, Marty. I wasn't listening to this ad because of obvious reasons, but what do you have to do?
We have to pick a 9 or a higher seed. So tomorrow is a draft. So like I don't know what I'm not going to be able to just pick any team I want. It's like depends on whenever I go. But if my 9 or a higher seed makes it to the Sweet 16, I get a free trip to Ireland.
Ooh. I'm about to give you one. I'm about to give you one right now, Marty. I'm about to give you one right now.
Really?
Charleston definitely won.
You're gonna listen to Hunter. Hunter
Yes,
missed
you
you
are.
by 20. Really?
Yes, you were.
Really?
Yes, you were.
Let's keep going through this though. Creighton, NC State. I don't even know if NC State's been playing awful. They lost to Clemson 3
Providence.
times.
If you get it, Providence, book them.
I don't hate Providence either.
Book Providence. Book it. Book it. If somebody takes Providence or Roberts. Sorry, Marty.
I ain't taking all Roberts. We'll get to that
Sorry.
game. We're all gonna pick Baylor and Jordan. You like Mizzou?
I really like Missouri.
Really, I don't. I just don't. I guess I don't know much about them. I watched them against
Kobe
what was
Bryant's
that,
really good.
Bama? And like obviously Bama's better than them, and I just don't. I don't know about them.
They played. I watched them play, and I don't know. I know it was early in the season, but man, did they look like a really solid team if they can put it together? And that's kind of what I'm basing off. I've seen them at their highs, so if they can play at that level, I don't see a lot of teams really competing with them in the first round.
All right, so let's move to the East region. Purdue's the number 1 seed there. I don't believe in Purdue. I
I
don't.
don't either.
Purdue played in the Big Ten tournament. They played Rutgers, who, I mean, Hunter, they're not good. They just are. They're not very good.
They're good enough to be in the NIT, though.
Facts. And then who they beat in the second round? Ohio State. Like, Ohio State was a 13 seed playing their 4th game in 4 days.
They
And then
did get kind of an easy schedule there.
And then they played Penn State. Like, it wasn't that hard of a fucking Big Ten tournament for them. And one of these teams that can cover Edie one-on-one, which there is a team in there that can definitely do that, they will get a lot of trouble because they're not that deep either.
I don't even think you have to worry about Edie. I mean, we saw last year St. Peter's knocked Purdue off. They had no one to even come close to matching up with them.
That's what's crazy. They also had fucking Jaden Ivey.
Yes.
Who was the 4th pick fucking draft.
And who's the other big guy? They had
Travion Williams.
Travion Williams.
So, like, that's where, like, everyone – this is a classic. Purdue wins the Big Ten. This is their time to do it. They lose pretty early because their 8-9 seed, which is an easier one, I think, but it's Memphis, Florida Atlantic. And, I mean, Memphis is going to give Purdue probably a problem. They just beat
No. I think Purdue's getting out of these 2 first games. But then that third game is going to be tough.
Obviously, they should, but I think they got the easiest. They have the easiest 8-9 matchup out of the ones, I think.
Yeah, I would say that
for sure. No, I mean, you look at the other ones. I mean, Houston's got to go against Iowa, and then the hardest one is definitely Kansas having to play the winner of Arkansas, Illinois.
That one I want to get to later too. But the next game, I want you to actually hear me out. I'm gonna try not be biased for a second. Duke, Oral Roberts. So a lot of these teams, Cinderella teams, these 12 seeds, you don't like. It's like teams like Duke that's never like really heard of them. They have no idea how they are. Oral Roberts been around for what now? When did
3 years?
3 years.
That was
ago?
my freshman year. Yeah, that was my freshman year.
Like, they've been around. They've been in a tournament. They're the same team. Like, everyone's like, oh, they got a 7'4" kid and Max Aceman. It's like, okay, well, Derek Lively's 7'2". Like, it's not. I think isn't Oral Roberts just going to be the most like obvious upset where they just don't win.
I mean, I would like obviously this is definitely a game where a lot of people can see, oh, Duke versus a mid-major. They're going to get upset because, they have a history of this. But Duke is super hot right now, Marty. Like, I'd be very confident if I were you going into March Madness.
And to be honest, Hunter, their road is not that bad. Like, Oral Roberts, like, I'm not saying they're not bad. They have 4 losses this year, but it's also they play against nobody. And they play Louisiana or Tennessee next week.
At first, I thought that was Louisville. I'm like, how did they get in?
How did they sneak their way in? But Tennessee is what Duke beats Tennessee. Their no point guard hurts them. Their defense, Duke has a great defense, and I'm more scared of Oral Roberts than Tennessee. Is that bad?
Yes.
No,
Tennessee's a solid team.
I agree with you though, Marty. I think if you can get past Oral Roberts, that trap, I think you beat Tennessee, and then it's you versus Purdue for the Elite Eight.
And Duke's got smoked by Purdue early, but that was without Whitehead and Lively.
I do think the winner is going to come out of that top part of the bracket though. I don't like this. The bottom of the bracket, I think. Like, I haven't really watched Marquette a lot this year.
Marquette's fucking good.
I haven't really watched a lot of them, so I can't really comment.
Polik's is a great point guard for them, and they're very good. But like this region, I think is very light. Like this is if I had to pick a region for Duke to be in, this is the one I want.
Oh, definitely.
There's one we'll get to that I was like, this is an awful one to be in. It's hard. There's always one that's loaded.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't be shocked. Tom Izzo works his magic, and they get into a Sweet 16 Elite 8 this year.
Oh, I mean, honestly, bro, Vermont is really like I think they're really good.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
Marquette, I really think Marquette's so good, man. But after Duke is because again, Duke, we were just talking about Duke winning 9 in a row, like Kentucky Providence. This is a wild one because what's his name transferred from
Bryce
Kentucky.
Hopkins.
Yeah, to Providence. So like that gives him an added extra motivation. Providence has not been good lately. But do you guys feel like everyone's been waiting for Kentucky to turn that page, and they just haven't really turned that page, and they've been mid for very long now?
Because they've been pretty hurt. I know Cason Wallace just got hurt when they played Vanderbilt. Wheeler's been hurt. So they've been dealing with some injuries, especially in the guard position.
But we watched them play beginning of the year when they were healthy, middle of the year. They were not a good basketball team.
I mean, they'd be a really good NIT team in Michigan. But that was a close game.
Yeah, I worry about their guard.
You said what, Marty?
Do you guys all lean Providence here?
Yeah.
I lean Providence heavy. I'm not. Yeah. I haven't been on high. Obviously, Oscar Tshiebwe, if he just dominates like in a Zach Edey type way, they're going to run away with the game. But if Tshiebwe struggles, Providence could have a chance to win this by 10 plus.
I love Providence here. I love them versus Kansas State.
And that's the thing too. Like Kansas State, Montana State, I could see Providence beating Kansas State in the next one as well.
Bro, I'm telling you, if we were in that Providence spot, if you put in Michigan instead of Providence, I think we're making the Sweet 16 again.
Just to remind you, Jordan, Michigan is a 2 seed in the NIT, not even a 1 seed. And UNC isn't playing it, so they probably would have been a 3 seed.
And he's talking about what he could do in the NCAA tournament if he was placed. Let it go, buddy. Let it go.
Hey, 1 win in overtime, you'd probably be here, but that's it. And then we talked about Marquette. I'm a Marquette guy. Next, let's go to the Midwest region. Houston is the 1 seed here. They're going to obviously win that. And Jordan, you were pissed off on Twitter. Why were you mad about Iowa playing Auburn in Birmingham?
I just think it's ridiculous how they go about their locations and how they seed these teams, because I've seen it firsthand with us. My junior year, Hunter, your TV is so fucking loud.
What the hell's happening?
My bad.
Say it again.
But I've seen what the NCAA does with these seedings. Like going back to my junior year, we played Cincinnati. It was a 7-10 matchup, but a matchup that teams should not get an advantage on home court advantages because of how high these seeds are. And we play in Ohio against Cincinnati. Like, how does that happen? But it happens every single year where these teams are placed in just awkward regions. Like, Iowa's a better seed than Auburn, and they somehow play against them 2 hours away from their campus.
That is crazy. I will give you that. And I do feel like Iowa weirdly always gets – because everyone's favorite thing, how is Iowa pizza? Can't be great, right?
I got Papa John's, so that kind of shows you.
Oh, that's fire then. Obviously, everyone loves to shit on Fran, being like, you've never made a Sweet 16, all this stuff. I will say, I do feel like you get screwed a little bit with seeding. It always seems like, how did Iowa get fucked here, you know?
I mean, last year's a perfect example.
What was last year's again?
We won the Big Ten. We got a 5 seed.
Yeah.
25 wins, I think we were 25-9, and we
I don't know, Jordan. I like this matchup for you right here. I think you guys can get Auburn, even though Bruce Pearl, friend of the pod. I think you guys can get them.
The thing is with this matchup, I think Auburn's a really solid team. They've lost 9 in the last 12. They've hit a really rough stretch, but teams like that, that hit a rough stretch middle to late of the season always find a way, I feel like, to play phenomenally well towards the end of the season and postseason. So that's what scares me about Auburn as well as far as matchup wise. But Iowa is one of the best efficient teams in the country offensively. Auburn's one of the best defensive teams in the country. Auburn can't really score the ball, so really it's going to be a matter who comes down to the tempo of the game. Does Iowa force the tempo? If they do, they win this game easily.
I was gonna say it's a weird matchup. I like don't know who I like there. But either one of those teams if Sasser's hurt, Houston's a completely different team.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
As we saw today against Memphis, like they just didn't look in sync at all. And I don't know if he's not there. That's not a bad matchup to have as to take one of these 1 seeds.
Oh, if he's not there, Iowa can make a run at this thing. I mean, if you beat Houston, you're looking at Indiana. I mean, you've already beat them, and then you're looking at probably. I don't even like the bottom of that bracket. Like I think you're looking at a Penn State, honestly.
Oh, no chance.
Yes.
Penn State?
Yes.
No chance.
They're
Yes.
not beating Texas A&M.
I think they're
This guy
beating
might have
Texas A&M.
this guy actually might have the worst bracket of all time.
I think they're beating Texas A&M. I think they're beating Texas, and I think they're beating Xavier.
Texas, I could see.
I don't
Not
know
Texas
why
A&M.
do you guys saying Texas is playing great basketball.
We've talked about this. I struggle with Marcus Carr and the guard play. Hunter,
Yeah, but that is a kind of a weak bottom of the bracket of this, no? For them?
yes, yes. Colgate, but Colgate is a really good basketball team. I think they beat Syracuse earlier in the year. They've been notorious for playing really well in the NCAA tournament. Great program.
Bro,
I wouldn't
I'm
be shocked
telling
that'd be a
you,
quick game or a good game.
Penn State is such a different team than everybody else in the tournament, though. Nobody can prepare for what Jalen Pickett's going to do to them in a game. Like you can't simulate your point guard being the guy who's mainly trying to back down your point guard. Like, and then the shooting around him. I'm telling you, man, Penn State is going to win. Penn State is a lock to beat Texas A&M. It's a lock.
You're crazy. That's a Thursday game too, isn't it?
Let me look.
Yeah. It's a Thursday game.
So, and they play in what's the region? Where's the location?
Des Moines.
Penn State's in Des Moines.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got to think about this, right? Traveling. This is a huge. People are gonna call me crazy, but we did the exact same thing. We played in Indianapolis, so they played. Penn State's coming out of Chicago. They played 4 games in 4 days, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're coming off. They're traveling late tonight. I bet they're just getting back from Penn State. They're flying there. They're having a practice, and they're flying all the way back to Central Time Zone, and they're playing in Des Moines, Iowa, on a quick turnaround. One of the first games of the NCAA tournament. I wouldn't be shocked if Texas A&M runs away with them.
I love Penn State.
Texas A&M also played today.
Yeah, Texas A&M played today.
Oh, did they play together?
Yeah, they played today, but they played 3 games in 3 days.
Yeah, but they're not on the East Coast traveling back and forth.
Yeah, they are. Oh, no, they're not. I'm sorry.
No, they're in
SEC.
Central.
I'm sorry. SEC kind of fooled me here.
What?
Well, them being in the SEC, I thought they were on the East Coast. It fooled me.
Texas, Hunter.
I
Texas.
know.
No, but they were
sorry.
playing in Nashville, so it's still the same time zone.
So
Yeah,
a lot of less burden of traveling from Nashville to Texas compared
It is.
to Chicago to Penn State.
I don't know. This might be one of the worst games to watch. Pittsburgh, Mississippi State's a game I just want to kind of skip past.
Yeah, no, I think Iowa State's gonna, beat whoever comes out of that one.
I do too. I do too as well. And then I think Xavier takes care of.
Wait. Go back to
I don't want to skip over this Drake Florida game.
Oh,
though.
I skipped. I did skip. So let's go Miami, Drake. What do you guys have?
Drake.
Okay, why?
Iowa blood, first off. They're Iowa team. And I think they're one of the best mid-majors, if not the best mid-major team in this tournament.
I'm a believer in Drake. I'm not a believer in Miami.
See,
ACC, Marty, I've been telling you, they didn't reward the ACC with seedings this year.
You also told me that everyone told me this last year, and they had Miami was in the Elite Eight. Miami is the same team, basically the same team, and added
not the same team.
Basically, Wong's there. It's Wong, and Miami. I retract everything I said. I forgot what's his name got hurt. Their best big man got hurt against Duke.
And Charlie Moore was there last year. Really great guard.
Charlie Moore was still playing last year.
No one talks about it. He was a 6-year too.
He was 9 years. He played longer than you.
I mean, theoretically, yeah.
Because he was at DePaul for so long as well.
And then he went to Kansas.
He went to Kansas?
Yeah, he was at Kansas, DePaul, and Miami.
But Nigel Pack is just a better player than Charlie Moore.
Did you watch Charlie Moore last year?
He's just a better – Nigel Pack's a great player.
You didn't watch the fucking games last year.
Yes, I did. I watched the tournament. They were in the Elite Eight.
Charlie Moore dominated in the tournament.
Yeah, good for him. Nigel Pack's great. I could see Drake though. Now that big man in Miami, it did seem like it created a little bit of a problem for them down low. If you guys think that, I'm all over Kent State over Indiana.
I'm not familiar with Kent State's game.
Me too.
To be honest.
Me too.
I love Kent State. Indiana is so mentally weak, just a mentally weak team, and this is a big stage for them. They got all their guys back. Like Toledo's not a bad team, and that Hunter, you can watch Kent State versus Toledo in the MAC championship.
That'll be good film. That'll be good film.
You're playing Toledo, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you drinking?
Oh.
Can we go back to the Iowa State matchup with Mississippi State or Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't think enough people are talking about what the matchup is going to be like with Mississippi State and Iowa State. I think Mississippi State beats Pittsburgh, but that matchup with Mississippi State, Iowa State, that is going to be one of the that might be the lowest scoring game of all time in NCAA history.
Yeah, it 100% will. And I am a big believer in I always bet on the team that comes from the 11. Because for some reason, just playing that 2 days before does get you a little more ready for the game. I don't think.
Or you can make the argument about Indiana. They got absolutely crushed by St. Mary's last year.
Yeah, no, I don't really. After hearing Trace's story, after hearing Trace's story about their travel, that game is wicked to try to play in.
But what about UCLA? They made the Final Four.
But that was in the bubble, though. They didn't have to travel.
What?
Was it?
When UCLA made the Final Four, they were in the bubble. They
No, that was 2 years. Was it? No, that was 2 years ago.
That wasn't bubble, was it?
Yes, it was. We lost to them.
It was.
Yeah,
sure
it was. Yeah.
They didn't have to go anywhere. They just stayed there.
Yep, that's different. That is different.
I'm not blaming traveling at all. After experiencing life in the G League, after my travel schedule today, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I actually don't hate like Mississippi State beating Iowa State. I don't think Pittsburgh's very good.
They can score the ball. If Mississippi State, that alone will be a good matchup. Pittsburgh against Mississippi State, two different dynamics, offense and defense.
And the last region is the gauntlet for me.
This is a gauntlet.
I don't want to be in this at all. So Kansas is playing Howard. Obviously, they'll win. Then,
hey, don't sleep on Howard.
I'm gonna sleep. I'll sleep on him.
Don't sleep on Howard.
They are getting shit stomped, Hunter.
They got DeMatha head coach and Kenny Blakely.
Hunter,
no, it's been a great run for him.
DeMatha point guard. And
great run for him. Great season. Pack the bags up. You're heading home that day. Sorry.
Champa, I want you to clip this just in case Howard's going to give him a game.
Kansas is going to beat Howard so bad, Hunter, some of the kids might quit after the game.
Howard is going to give them a game. I want you to save that champion just in case.
Let me tell you though, Kansas having to play Arkansas or Illinois in your second round is
Terrible.
brutal.
Terrible.
And I think they can both beat them.
I do believe Illinois will win this game versus Arkansas.
Really?
And
I don't know. I think I got Arkansas.
I got Arkansas.
no, I got Illinois, man. I think if they get hot real quick, they can beat Kansas too.
Let me tell you something. I don't think Matthew Meyer and Terrence Shannon figured out like their roles on the team. I think they have kind of
The roles on the team are to score.
Yeah, and I don't think that. I think Shannon takes too many shots sometimes. I think Meyer takes too many shots sometimes. Like I don't think just those two people are going to win them this game. Like Arkansas, I think is a little more deeper. But
I'm taking SEC over Big Ten.
But yeah. Big Ten, these two guys do have more experience of the tournament. Does that actually matter? Yes. You guys would know more of like when because you've both been to the tournament so much. Does it matter about experience?
I would argue no.
No?
How are you going to argue that, Hunter, when it literally takes 40 minutes of a team to play their best basketball their whole career? Any team can do that. It doesn't matter if prior experience or not.
I just think if you look at the winners of March Madness, it's usually experienced teams with a good backcourt.
Well, that's what I was about to just talk about. We'll talk about it after. Let's talk about it now. Like, you have to remember – well, there's a couple stats I want to tell you. We did talk last time. If every team since 1993, look at this stat I came with. Every team since 1993 that's won the championship has made it at least to their semifinal in the conference tournament.
We're a 3 seed, not the 2 seed.
Kentucky didn't do that. There's a bunch of teams that didn't make the semifinal. And
oh God, guys!
What?
We got breaking news. Hold on, let me see that, Wolf. Let me see that. We got breaking news in terms of NIT. Oh God,
they've declined. Please tell me you guys declined it.
No.
That would be unreal.
There was an error in the bracket.
What?
Is this a screenshot? Oh, why'd you screenshot it? We are no longer the 2 seed. There was a mix-up. We are officially the 3 seed.
No, you're not. You went down.
And so if we beat Toledo, we would have to play at Vanderbilt. Oh my God, and that court's so weird.
Wait. You
they
went down?
They saw the broadcast and they brought you guys down.
Yeah, so if we beat Toledo, we would play at Vanderbilt. Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Well, that's not terrible. You get to go to Nashville.
You get to go to Nashville.
Oh, it's in Nashville?
Oh my!
Vanderbilt's on the fucking strip, you moron.
That's nice.
Marty, I can't.
He's so. You know Vanderbilt is in Nashville?
No, I didn't. I didn't know that. You could have said Vanderbilt was like in Mississippi, and I would have been like, yep.
How did you go down to a 3 seed, bro?
It was a mix-up. I think it was just an error on their part.
That's really funny.
But back to what I'm saying. Out of the teams in the tournament, usually the best recruiting class teams do not win the tournament. That's just as of recent. It's always been like a junior on the team that's experienced, that's their main guy, or just a deeper team. Like Kansas last year, they had so many seniors. Abaji, fucking who's the white kid's name?
Christian Braun.
Yeah, Christian Braun. Like
Jalen Wilson.
Yeah, Jalen Wilson, who's back. Like there's just a lot. And then before that, who's the year? Yeah, Baylor had so many fucking. There just hasn't been like. So I'm talking about Alabama. They have the freshman, who is an amazing assist to his teammates to make them sharpshooters 100%. But Alabama is a team where they could 100% have that off game and they turn the ball over like there's no tomorrow.
I I don't necessarily agree because of their conference. Like I'm giving SEC and Big 12 the benefit of the doubt with teams that have had tough runs. Like Baylor, they lost to Iowa State twice in a matter of a week and a half. But Iowa State's a really great basketball team. Any of those teams that are in the top half of those conferences have a chance to make Elite Eight runs.
Nah, man, I think Alabama is lucky because they might have to play Charleston to go to the Elite Eight.
I don't think Alabama has a very hard road at all.
Like Kansas is going to have to play. This is a very upset bracket here. I know we're trying to argue about Alabama, but I do love VCU beating St. Mary's, and I like Iona beating UConn.
Let's finish.
I think Pitino is going to get to the Sweet 16.
I'm VCU over St. Mary's as well. What about you, Jordan?
No, I think St. Mary's runs away at that. St. Mary's is a really great basketball team. We saw what they can do when they play Gonzaga. Gonzaga is one of the top teams in the country at the time when they played them.
St. Mary's is good, but VCU is good too, though. I like VCU. I like Iona, and I like Iona beat VCU.
Is VCU good though? Because like the A10 got one team in.
Yeah,
the A10 is trash.
Again, I'm basing off of conference play. I mean, that's
what I think we're trying to do this year.
Yeah, like the teams that they played in conference. I mean, they played Dayton. Dayton's a pretty decent team, but a one bid league, it's hard to pick a one big league as making like insane upsets. It happens. Don't get me wrong, but rarely.
But to be fair though, the WCC only has 2.
Yeah.
But they play Gonzaga, which is way better than a Dayton. After that is UConn Iona, which is weird because they both can travel. It's in Albany. So it's 2 hours away from Iona or 3 hours away from Iona.
I think they did this one on purpose. Like
Pitino versus fucking
in Albany. This was one of the first games scheduled on their bracket. I feel like they were like, all right, we see UConn at 4, Iona at 13. They're going to see each other against Albany. I feel like that was the first thing they did.
Yeah, 100%. And I love it. To be honest, I love it. Hey, I think Pitino. Does this just show how good Pitino of a coach he is? Like,
bro, he is a good coach.
Iona is such
I was saying that when,
and they just keep getting to the tournament.
Bro, I was saying the same thing when they beat Marist. I'm like, bro, they're just a really good team. Like, I mean, not a really good team. Pitino's just a really good coach, man. He's just a good coach.
Everyone keeps rumoring to St. John's. I don't see it.
I heard somewhere.
No, I heard he wants to stay in New York, though.
Well, that would make sense then, but I don't know. St. John seems like a bad place to be right now. It's just they're running.
Iona probably was a bad place to be when he first got there, and look at that.
Well, that was just the only team that would take him.
The thing was, like, St. Joe's has so much history though, like with their program. Like it's hard. It's hard to have a guy like that not want to go there too. So I mean, I see it both sides. He's definitely going somewhere after this year.
I think St. John's is perfect for him.
Let's finish this out before we go, just because I want to talk about that real fast, and we'll end the show. TCU against Arizona State or Nevada,
or
what?
Arizona State.
You said that.
I said Arizona State.
I just heard the 2 teams.
Who do you guys got?
Hunter.
This is tough for me. This is tough.
Arizona State by 40.
Well, I honestly thought I'm assuming that Arizona State's going to beat Nevada, but I think Arizona State's going to beat TCU as well.
The thing with TCU, they're dealing with the whole Lumpkin issues with their program. And
yeah. Eddie
Lampkin, not Lumpkin. Lampkin.
That was crazy accusation.
Crazy development. So that'll be interesting to see how they play with the whole thing going on.
I mean, after the Mark Adams, which I was just 100% correct about, I would like to say, and I would like a formal apology from Seth Greenberg. Other than that,
Fuck Seth
I
Greenberg.
mean,
Fuck
yeah,
you, Seth
Seth
Greenberg. Fuck you.
Seth Greenberg needs to realize that maybe sometimes some people might know a little bit more than what you know, Seth. But
All right, so we fucking hate Seth Greenberg. I'm in.
I mean, Seth. I mean, if he gives me a formal apology, then I'll accept it and move on. But yeah, I mean, after the Mark Adams thing, it would be hard if these accusations are true. Obviously, it'd be hard for Warren Dixon. But I mean, you gotta make sure these accusations are true. You can't just
What's the exact
Yeah,
accusation?
but they didn't even the program didn't even come out and deny anything and said there is anything going. Like it was weird how they handled it. They felt like they all. First off, there was a before we dig deep. There was this headline written by I forgot what the newspaper was, but they said Lampkin got a big head in NIL, and this is what happens in the college sports world in today's. I'm like, you're literally putting all the blame on the player. You're like, you have no investigation over the
Jordan, just real quick,
ridiculous.
for the people that don't know, explain a little bit about the situation.
Hunter, you want to know?
Yeah, because I follow Eddie on Instagram, and so he posted Instagram, like a couple posts, and he was just basically talking about Juan Dixon, using racial slurs, and kind of just doing some racist stuff and kind of really mistreating and abusing the players. And he showed a couple of text messages between him and Coach Dixon and him and other assistant coaches, and it was a long Instagram post, and it was kind of a little bit crazy when it happened. And so he's just basically saying it was similar to a Mark Adams incident is what I got from it. But obviously, you got to see if it's true because, in America, you're innocent until proven guilty. So you can't really jump to conclusions. Like I think the Tech one was different because like it felt like all the players kind of jumped, to the opposite side of Coach Adams and were like, yo, we're not coming back if he's been fired. So I think this is a little bit different.
And they suspended him already too. So
yeah, like you haven't seen any TC players come out and really be against Coach Dixon here. So I think this might be a little bit different of a case. But like you said, I mean, with these accusations and stuff like that, it can definitely be a distraction. But I think with or without distraction, I think Arizona State's going to win this game.
Can we also you look at Mark Adams, the guy, that guy's just a little racist.
Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to judge a man a book by its cover, but I mean, I was right with my accusations. So what I have to say about that.
But yeah, I mean, that is a lot. Like, well, now we just have that going on. It's different. I mean, it depends on how morally okay people are. Alabama killed someone, and they are.
Oh God!
Well, we want to go down that route. Don't mind if I do. Boeheim killed someone. And right back in...
Oh God! What are we doing here? Oh Lord!
We're just saying facts. That's it.
I mean, Alabama. It's crazy that like someone died, and
no one talks about it.
No one's talking about it.
Guy puts up 40.
He puts up 40, and he's really good though. I'll give. He's
bro.
So good.
He's
to
so
put
good.
up 40 after that is like, I respect that man. After
I don't respect him
all
as a person, but I respect his game.
Well,
I was laughing at Dave's tweet. He was tweeting his Final Four, and his first one was Murder Inc.
that was hilarious. But I'm saying, no, I respect the way he went out there and got 40 after, like, he was hearing all kinds of stuff in the crowd on social media, and for him to go out there and get 40 was just that's BDE right there. That's my brand. I need to give him a shirt for that.
Wait, so you're never mind.
I'm not condoning anything that happened with Alabama.
Yeah, I don't think out there. Hey, for your brand, I don't think you should probably interact with Brandon Miller.
Maybe keep that one shirt to yourself.
That's fair.
As I said, he's great at assisting his teammates to making them sharpshooters.
Yep. We might have Chip if we cut this part.
No, they obviously know that you don't mean that.
I mean, well, they think I called Izzo something that I wasn't even on the episode. So, Twitter likes to run with things.
Bro, I didn't even know. Like Jordan, they were right. they were writing articles like Indiana people were writing articles about Hunter for like our first episode.
It's
Like
fucking awesome.
these people don't give it a break with him.
Those are also the morons, Hunter. Like they know nothing about life.
That's fair. That's fair. You're right, Jordan. You're absolutely right.
Gonzaga, Grand Canyon. I think Gonzaga runs through that.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't slow down here.
I think
Canyon-
Gonzaga got really lucky with this. I mean, they're going to win that game, beat Arizona State, and they're going to beat UCLA. I think it's them versus Houston. I mean, I think it's them versus Kansas, and I think Kansas wins that one, but in a tight one.
This man's on the Final Four already.
I know. I was about to go through it all, but I stopped myself.
I guess we're just gonna breeze over the fact Grand Canyon's a really great basketball team.
They're not bad at all. They're not. But you don't think that they're gonna the NCAA is gonna have UCLA Gonzaga rematch from 2 years ago?
This region's really. I think this region's really soft.
That's in the script. It's in the script, Marty. It's in the script.
Yep.
But I think Grand Canyon has a chance to upset Gonzaga.
This is a crazy stat I'm just watching. 12 seeds are combined 115 and 21 this season. 1 seeds are combined 116 and 20. That's crazy. 12 seeds this year. Very good.
Let's run through a couple more and we'll get out of here. Boise State, Northwestern. I'm on Boise State.
This is the one Big Ten team I really, really, really like. Northwestern. They have a really great. They have one of the best guards in the NCAA tournament with Boo Buie. I think he is a phenomenal player.
Boo Buie's sick.
He is a phenomenal guard. Adij is one of the best defensive players in the NCAA tournament as well. They have a good chance to make a run as well.
Yeah, man, I am rooting for Northwestern. If there's a team in this Big Ten, I mean, obviously I'm rooting for Big Ten teams because we gotta get this stigma off us of not being tournament teams. So I'm rooting for Big Ten teams. Obviously, not gonna root for. I mean, Michigan State. We can. I don't know. I gotta ask my Michigan people how we feel about that. But Northwestern is definitely a team in the Big Ten that I'm rooting for. Them, Penn State, Purdue, definitely teams that I'm rooting for. I mean, even Illinois at this point, if we can, Coach Underwood, got to get him on the pod at some point. If we can get him on, I'll definitely be rooting for them as well. But Northwestern, I definitely would like to see go far.
Give me your Final Fours.
Oh God.
Do you want to actually? We should probably. Do you think we should record Wednesday? To do a full what we.
No, I think we should do Wednesday after the playing games.
To see what we actually like and give a full Final Four.
Yeah.
All right, this is just our reaction. We went through it. We'll go through everything after that then.
Yeah, because that's perfect because we play on Tuesday, so that'll be perfect.
Yeah. We could talk about your NIT game as well.
That'll be perfect.
Is it on TV?
Yeah.
ESPN, I think they all are.
I hope so.
I'm betting on that game. I can't wait. Tuesday's a good day for me too.
I will too.
I hope so.
All right, so that's the show. We'll go through. We'll do a little coaching, as well, because fucking Will Wade just signed at McNeese State.
That's a prime Patino to Iona move right there.
Yeah, you got in a little trouble. Take a year off. Go to McNeese State. Also, fucking everyone and their mothers talking about Cooley going to Georgetown, and I just don't see it.
I mean, I think it's between him and Shrewsbury.
But why would Cooley go to Georgetown? Definitely has more money than Providence, but you're already in that conference at the top, kind of at the top.
Yeah.
Why would you go to the bottom?
That's like a coaching suicide switch to go to a Providence school and then switching to a rival, or not rival, but an in-conference team.
You're also a king at Providence.
That's what I'm saying.
I do think his daughter goes to Georgetown.
She's graduating though this year. I thought about that too, and She's graduating, so it's not even like she's there. Like if you
There was one more reason I saw somewhere.
I mean, Notre Dame's open too. No one's talking about Fran having the potential going there too.
If I think Fran should go there.
I don't know why he wouldn't. Obviously, I want him to stay at Iowa, but that's he started his coaching career there. Why would you not?
Exactly. We'll dive deeper into that on Wednesday night, and we'll give us more of a full deep dive on this bracket. And everybody go watch the biggest game of the year at Toledo, Michigan, the 3 seed Michigan. I can't believe they got it wrong. You're a 3 seed. You're a 3 seed. You couldn't even get a 1 or 2. It's ridiculous. And they still had you on the bubble. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You were like the next 4 out still. I'm like, they don't give up.
Hold up. Who does Vanderbilt play? Oh, Vanderbilt plays Yale. So if Yale wins, we still have another home game.
Let's go.
So we're
hooray.
Obviously, we're not looking forward, but if Yale could pull off that,
he's already doing media. We're not looking forward. Who gives a fuck?
We're taking the NIT with the utmost seriousness. We're trying to win this game versus Toledo. All hands on deck.
I honestly think you should have declined. Fuck that.
It means nothing. Might mean something to Juwan. Does he get a bonus at 20
Yeah,
games?
he must get a bonus or something. Yeah, you want to give us a score prediction on Toledo one last time?
Not as well.
I don't know enough about Toledo yet to give you a prediction.
Well, just off the dome.
I'll tell you, they shoot a ton of threes. A ton.
A ton.
Oh, gosh.
Jordan, remember we interviewed him?
Yeah. Great guy.
We should probably have him back on.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll do that. We'll try. I'll try and reach out.
That would be great.
All right, that's the show. We'll be back on Wednesday.